Dr. Ashish Pandey. He is Professor at Satish J. Mehta School of Management, Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay, Mumbai, where he teaches courses related to organization development, human resource management, self-management and leadership. Dr. Pandey has delivered more than 100 consulting and long-term training projects for the organizational leadership development across industries and for institutions of higher education in the last 20 years. He has published more than 50 research articles in the field of yoga and positive psychology, spirituality at workplace, mindfulness, business and society interface, shared leadership and responsible leadership in globally reputed journals including Journal of Management, Journal of Business Ethics, Personal Review, etc. He has co-edited the volume on Indigenous Indian Management published by Palgrave Macmillan. His research is recognized with awards and fellowship at forums held at Indian Academy of Management, Academy of Management USA, Flower Center of Case Western University, Indian Institute of Science, etc. He is a co-founder of www.wiki.org and www.panchkoshawellbeing.in. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome Dr. Ashish Pandey.
Thank you, Manaji, for the generous introduction, and really looking forward to hear my co-panelist. Basically, when I come to United Consciousness, it doesn't feel like I have come for a conference. It more feel like it's a family gathering of an extended family. So that's why I haven't brought any formal presentation or PPT and all that, because here most of us actually come to dialogue and learn from each other's experience. So the topic is emotional intelligence, peace. My own work has been in the Panch-Kosha, viewing human self from the Indian perspective. So I'll share some of the observations and then some of two key findings in our research in the last couple of years. First of all, when we look at most of the time we talk about personality ऐसी होनी चाहिए, personality इतने तरह की होती है वगैरह. But it is also important to look at self. Personality मतलब जो हम बाहर से दिखते हैं, और सेल्फ जो हम भीतर से अनुभव करते हैं अपने बारे में. हमेशा जो बाहर से दिखना है उस बारे में बात करना सही नहीं है. कई बार बात इस तरह से भी की जानी चाहिए कि हमारा अपना स्वयं का अनुभव क्या है. तो ये एक पहला विषय है. हमको ये समझना है कि अगर इमोशनल इंटेलिजेंस के बारे में. दूसरी चीज़ जो इंडियन पर्सपेक्टिव है, जॉन लॉक is a great philosopher of research, and he established that in our cell there are knowledge aspect, cognitive, emotional and behavioral aspect. तो हमारा एक इंटेलेक्चुअल एस्पेक्ट है, एक इमोशनल एस्पेक्ट है और एक फिजिकल एस्पेक्ट. पर हमारे भारतीय दर्शन में ये बताया कि जो फिजिकल और नॉन फिजिकल को कनेक्ट करने वाला एक प्राणमय कोश भी है. वो प्राणमय कोश के माध्यम से अगर हम अपने स्वयं को समझेंगे और स्वयं को मैनेज करने की कोशिश करेंगे तो वो ज़्यादा होलिस्टिक होगा. इसलिए पूरा जो विषय प्राणायाम का है वो इस आधार पर है कि देयर इज सम लेयर इन अस व्हिच कनेक्ट्स दिस फिजिकल विद नॉन फिजिकल व्हिच इज इमोशनल एंड कॉग्निटिव. सो यू मस्ट हैव हर्ड दिस टर्म कॉल्ड प्राणायाम, एंड you must have heard, and many of you have practiced these breathing techniques, as we say. Third thing is that we need to find certain process methods which connects us which are at the labyrinth of external and internal. So prana is one thing which connects external and internal. In the yogic process, there is something called pratyahara. Pratyahar is also one practice which connects external and internal. Bahiranga Yoga और अंतरंग योग के बीच में there is pratyahar, pratyahar, anti-ahar. These are some of the basic principles. And now I am not going to talk about the basic principle. I will share some of the findings in last few years. We developed this portal called panchkoshawellbeing.in. पंचकोशा वेलबींग जो है वो हमारे 5 जो हमारे लेयर्स हैं उनको असेस करता है, कितना सेटिस्फेक्शन है, कितना हमारा उसमें एनर्जी है, कितना स्ट्रेंथ है. और दिस वाज स्टार्टेड लास्ट ईयर and about 1.5 lakh people have used it. We found some, so in month of May we presented a big data, and HDFC organized a big event as a launch of this because they supported this. So out of like 80,000+ people who gave their, they draw their report, and when they assessed, one basic finding was, an interesting finding was that the biggest predictor of mental health is physical health. So physical health and mental health are the closest connected things. If you don't feel like doing, do something. If you are not doing thing, generate good feeling so that you can get into action. So they are like deeply connected. Second thing is workplace stress. Everybody's think is very important. मतलब हमारे वेलबींग को पुल डाउन करने वाले कौन से फैक्टर्स हैं? Sentimentality, anxiety, fearfulness and dependence. These are the 4 things which pull us down. There is no direct or significant negative correlation between well-being and well-being factors and inhibitors. That means what? There is no positive significant correlation as well, but there is no negative. We assume कि अगर हमारा well-being अच्छा होगा तो ये inhibitor negative होंगे, ऐसा नहीं. There can be overall good health, but there might be some inhibitors which are in total bring down our scores, our well-being scores. So what we can say is that emotions are deeply connected to our physical, our sense of the physical well-being. So physical well-being depends on ahar, nidra, and habits, brahmacharya, 3 fundamental things. In IIT, there is a lot of conversation about mental stress and all that. We have found that even we all students dream to come to IITs, also IIT Bombay. And we think that after going there, at least for first year they would be happy. But when we did this assessment now in the institute, it has become popular and a lot of people take it. We found that even in the second semester, which is most relaxed time, you have cleared the IIT JEE, that was the most stressful time. You have crossed the first semester. First semester was a struggle time because they are adjusting. Second semester is most joyful thing, very comfortable. Even in the second semester, out of 300+ people, not a single person was 90% level. Only 2 students were at the 80% level. Majority of them were between 60 to 70. That means our external situations, and when we dig deeper, why this is so, the major thing came out was dincharya, routine. That has been the biggest pulling down factor of the well-being, and that results into everything else, our career, our own experience, the ambience we create, all that. So these are some of the things which indicate that emotional intelligence is not only emotional. Last finding I'll share. We were interested to know what is the state of well-being in the across India. So we conducted workshops and collected a very high quality data of 1200 from Mysore to Lucknow to Guwahati to Jammu, Ajmer, so many places we conducted workshops and collected this information. And then the first thing, and we collected like information related to their academic engagement, their stress level, their family background, their economic background, their values, and also their ability to operate on the values. So since it was a very well funded project and we had good time, we developed an innovative way of collecting data, very good data came. What we found that if we look at well-being as a continuum, nothing relates to these things. External situation hardly explain our well-being. When we categorize the data from the high well-being, low well-being and lowest well-being, languishing, moderately flourishing and flourishing, nothing was explaining flourishing except self-direction and social connectedness. अगर जीवन में दिशा हमारे पास है और हम उस वैल्यू पे जो भी वैल्यू हम करते हैं उस पर चल सक रहे हैं तो दैट इज फाउंड टू बी द बिगेस्ट प्रेडिक्टर ऑफ द वेलबीइंग ऑफ द यूथ। तो आत्म जिस हमारी संस्कृति में हमेशा आत्म साक्षात्कार आत्मज्ञान के बारे में बात की जाती है, ये संयोग नहीं है कि सभी ज्ञान में सर्वोत्तम हम आत्मज्ञान को मानते हैं, क्योंकि आत्मज्ञान से ही सारा वेलबीइंग सब कुछ डिपेंडेंट है। और आत्मज्ञान सिर्फ आध्यात्मिक और समाधि में जो होने वाला है वो बस नहीं, जो इमीडिएट जो आत्मा का जो ज्ञान है, अभी मेरे शरीर में क्या हो रहा है, अभी मेरे मन में क्या हो रहा है, अभी मेरी बुद्धि कैसी है, अभी मेरी चित्त की दशा कैसी है, मूड है क्षिप्त विक्षिप्त निरुद्ध एकाग्र किस स्थिति में, ये निरंतर जानना आत्मज्ञान और उस आधार पे अपने जीवन को डायरेक्शन देना। We found that predicts the more than 85% cases of the flourishing. Family also plays a role only to prevent languishing but not flourishing. So everything comes back to ourself. Emotional intelligence piece is all about self. Keep connected. We need to remain connected and keep reconnecting ourselves if we have to find ourselves, and that result into our dwelling joyfully externally as well. So thanks very much.